Hi, I'm Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Take a look at this great quilt behind me. I love these gorgeous big stars. I'm a fan of stars anyway, I love them. But these big stars are so beautiful, and it is so easy and quick to make them, and this is Natalie's brainchild. My kids always make me look so smart. They come up with these amazing ideas, then I get to do the tutorial. So this is what we're going to need to make this project. You're going to need two 10-inch layer cake squares that are dark, two 10-inch layer cake squares that are light, and two squares of background fabric. So your background fabric is going to remain the same all the way throughout, and then you're just going to need lights and darks. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make half square triangles the way I make them, which is by sewing all the way around the outside and then cutting both ways diagonally. So to make this star, you're going to take one dark square and you're going to sew it to a background square. And we're going to just set these over here so I can show you how this goes. We're going to take one light square and sew it to one background square, like this. And then we're going to take one dark square and one light square, and we're going to sew those together. So we have the three sets. We have the dark sewn to a background, the light sewn to a background, and the light and dark sewn together. So let's go ahead and sew these, and I'll show you how to make half square triangles like I like to do it. So again, we're going to sew 1/4 inch all the way around the square on the outside. So here we go. And you can stop and pivot at the corner, or you can sew right off the edge. Either way is okay. Just flip it. Got to move mine over a little bit. I sewed a little too far. You want to keep it right at 1/4 inch. This is a great way to make half square triangles. It's very quick, it's very easy, and it's very precise, and you're going to get 4 instead of 2. So you can see here now that I have sewn 1/4 inch all the way around the outside edge, and now we're going to cut it diagonally, corner to corner. I'm going to lay my ruler on here. Just slice it that way. Then I'll turn my mat and slice it the other way, like this. And I use half square triangles for so many things. I love them. They're great. So now what we've got when we move this apart is 4 half square triangles. You'll see that when I open this up. Ta-da! It's awesome. So then we'll press those, but I have a whole set of these already done so I can show you. So here's my dark fabric that's been cut into half square triangles with my background. And here's my light with my background. And then here's the light and dark together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our light and darks together and form a pinwheel in the middle. So let me go ahead and line these up just like a pinwheel, and that's where every other color comes together. Oh, turn that one to a point in the middle. And with these half square triangles, because they came from the same block, they go back into the same block perfectly. So now you have your pinwheel block, and that forms the center. Here's the center of your block right here. Now we're going to add the legs. So we're going to take the red ones, and we're going to just lay them out here like this and extend all of our leg points. Can you see how this star is coming together? This makes an awesome block because it's enormous for one, and it is so easy. Just takes these 6 squares and you get this great big block. This block is going to finish about 25 inches, which is a great size for a block. I'm telling you, if you want to make a big quilt fast, this is the way to go. So let me get these laid down here. Now all we're missing on this are our corner squares. And our corner squares are going to be the same size as our half square triangles. So you're going to measure those. They should be right around 6.5. And then we're going to add those corner squares to the corners. Oh, here they are. They slipped right down there. And then you can see when we put this together, this is going to make a great, awesome star block. Now I would just go ahead and lay my block out like this, and then I'd just sew it together in rows. That's what I would do. I think it would make it most easy, you know, as far as construction. You could actually sew your pinwheel together and come out from the sides and do that. Either way will work, just what works for you. So I want to show you, I have a finished one here. This is all sewn together. Look how cool this is. Isn't this a great looking block? So now you see here, I have this block. Well, when I went to put this quilt together, I had the big star blocks. And this quilt, these inside squares, this is like, because they're 25 inches a piece and we're taking off a little bit for the seams, this is 74 inches across here, and I've got 4 down, and that's almost 100 without the borders. That's just the inner sides, the inner sides of it. So these big blocks were beautiful, but they lacked a little pizzazz. So I thought, what can I do? And I came up with this little sashing method. And you can see what I've done here is I've snowballed the entire square. So I took one square. Let's use this one right here. I have some blocks left over there. I'm going to scoot this over here and pick up this other star really quick, because I want to cut these and show you how we do this. There we go. So now I'm going to take this, this layer cake square right here. Actually, let me press it nice and flat first. Okay. So now I'm going to take the layer cake square and I'm going to cut it in half both directions. So it's 10 inches. I'll get 4 5-inch squares. And there we go. I'm just going to turn that. And here we go. So I now have 4 5-inch squares. You can see that right there. And we're going to snowball this block. So what that means is we're going to take these 5-inch squares, we're going to put them right sides together. We're going to lay them on the corner right here. I want you to be able to see that. And we're going to sew diagonally from corner to corner. Now this is kind of a long area to cover, so what we want to do is we want to either draw a line or we want to press it. And I'm going to go ahead and press this in half. That's how I like to do it. It's quicker to me than drawing it, but that's totally personal preference. So again, we're going to nestle this into the corner and we're going to sew on this line. When you do this to all 4 squares of a block, it's called snowballing the block, because it takes it from a square-edged block to a more rounded look. Oops, I think I'm gonna, there we go. I just grabbed my thread there and it scared me a little. So now I have this corner done, and you'll just trim it off about 1/4 inch from your seam line, like that. And you can go ahead and sew those together and save them for another project. But I'm going to go ahead and iron this back, just like that. So you're going to snowball all 4 of your corners so that your bottom corner, you can see, has that little snowball block on it, and you're going to do all 4 of them. So when you get done, you'll see this has all 4 corners snowballed, and then each block I've done that too, but where they come together like this, it makes a whole new pattern. So this little sashing strip is 2.5 by the size of your block, and mine was 25. Because my sashing strip is 2.5, my little cobblestone is also going to be 2.5. And you can see on this quilt, I used the same color as I did in this first outer border, kind of to just bring it all together. So every place that these snowball blocks meet, it makes this really cool thing. So this is a great border idea, as well as adding pizzazz to my star quilt. Okay. So this is a great quilt, and I want you to remember that you can use any size square to do this and any kind of fabric. Take a look at this little star. This is a great little star with bright colors. Make a darling little table topper, make a great little baby blanket. Whatever you want to do, this star is versatile and wonderful, and we hope you enjoyed this tutorial from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Oh wait, there's more. I did the same thing in charm packs. Look how cute this is. This is adorable. This is 2 little charm packs, and I used the little pieces for the, everything of course is smaller, about half the size, but it makes a darling little quilt too. It works with any size square. So again, we hope you enjoyed this tutorial from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.